I'm Selena, Divisional Marketing Manager at the Access Group, and I'm here today with Martin Taylor, our Business Change Consultant. And we're here today to talk through some frequently asked questions around our Business Change Consultancy service and why that could be important for customers. So to start off with, what exactly is business change?
So business change is an holistic approach to delivering strategic and organisational change using a practical approach and focusing on the impacts of change in terms of process, people and technology. So our approach complies with that, and we already have a project management approach in place, but this complements that and focuses on those specific change impacts.
So when would a trust need assistance in implementing change within their organisation?
So very often organisations haven't got the sufficient resources in terms of quantity or the specific skills. So that's one real area that we can help address. Post-go live support, very often resources are taken off the project immediately when there's another phase to the project in terms of embedding change. We can help overcome resistance to change. That can be an issue to help the solution go smoothly. Post-optimization, we can help optimize the solution so the organisation gets the best use out of the software, for example, and also providing support in terms of stakeholder engagement and communications. Sometimes the organisation can do that, but we can help support that as well.
Yeah, I guess another reason why a trust might need the service would be because they might have their business case go through with implementing the system, but then they kind of forget about what their original objectives were. So it's just making sure that they go back to that and know why they wanted the software in the first place.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That can happen. I mean, in the business case, they should have identified or will have identified the return on investment, the benefits that should be realised through their investment in the software. And a big part of our consultancy service is benefits realisation management, and that can help achieve that going forward post go live to help the organisation achieve those benefits that they identified, which can be quite a long time since they did the business case, but that does need to be followed through.
Yeah, and I guess making the most out of the software that they have implemented too.
Yeah.
So could you walk us through the process and the specific deliverables provided by the Business Change Consultancy service?
Yeah, so there's a number of deliverables. It starts off with linking the change to the strategy and objectives of the organisation, then running through a specific change scope, so detailing what is in the change specifically and what areas of the organisation that's going to impact. Then running through critical success factors, so what are the key factors, about 5 or 6 factors that are going to be absolutely critical to achieve to make this change programme effective. Then there's other things like resource planning in detail, a training plan with a training needs analysis, a business readiness assessment, which a lot of organisations don't do just before they go live, make sure everything is ready and the organisation is ready to implement the solution. So that's really important. A change impact assessment, benefits realisation management, which comprises benefits plan, templates and profiles. And then a key part is embedding the change, which I mentioned just now. So post go live, depending on what the product is, could be 6 to 12 months, supporting the organisation to actually achieve the benefits and outcomes that they want to achieve.
What other aspects can organisations expect to improve with our Business Change Consultancy service?
Well, a big area is processes. So we go through looking at their current processes and working with the organisation to identify how our product solutions can improve the processes, and in terms of the technology that we're deploying. So I think the process area is one big specific thing. Benefits realisation, which I mentioned, is another key thing, and then embedding the change.
Yeah, I guess another benefit would be the mitigated risk as well.
Yeah, I mean, through our project management approach, we focus on risk and issues, but also through the business change consultancy service, that is a key area, you're quite right. And then there's other things in terms of leadership and making sure we've got leadership for the change program, both in terms of in the organisation and for the business change consultancy service.
So I guess the leadership would be making sure that they're speaking about the objectives to everyone, so it's coming from the top.
Exactly that, and getting the support in terms of, in the organisation in terms of executive sponsorship. Research has shown that that's the number one factor to ensure successful change. The other areas are optimising the solution. So when the organisation goes live, they probably won't be using all the functionality. So as a follow-up activity, we can help and ensure that they're getting the best use out of the software over time and improving their utilisation of the software. And ultimately, in terms of the customer, there's the organisation, but the improvements that we're making with the organisation through our products will ultimately help ensure that the patient has a more enjoyable and successful journey.
And could you elaborate on the strategies to tackle resistance to change?
Yeah, so resistance to change has kind of got a negative connotation. And in my experience, you have a conversation. Sometimes a person might have genuine concern or not be informed. So through the communication plan, that should engage with everybody. Sometimes it's missed or sometimes it can be misconstrued. So it's better to go and have a conversation, find out what the actual issue is, because they're concerned about how this change is going to impact them on a personal basis. And sometimes it can be an issue with the software I found in the past. So it's like turning that negative connotation of the word resistance around to a positive and thinking that could actually help the solution in the change program.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it, actually.
It is.
So how does the Access organisational change team ensure ongoing support and reinforcement for sustainable change within organisations post-go live?
Yeah, so post-go live, like I mentioned earlier, very often the resources from an Access point of view and from the organisation's point of view are allocated onto another project. So part of our consultancy service is to provide post-go live a period of maybe 6 to 12 months, depending on what the product is, to embed the change and support the organisation to achieve their benefits and outcomes, make sure they're using the functionality, offer more training if it's needed or support. And that is a key part of our service going forward.
And a key component of the business change consultancy service is the benefit realisation management. Why is this so important?
Well, benefits realisation management has actually been around for quite a long time, especially in the public sector. And it's really important. You mentioned earlier about the business case. So way back, why did the organisation want to invest in this particular solution or product? And identifying benefits so they get a return on their investment. So the benefits realisation management approach consists of a detailed plan, identifying all the benefits, background, the solution, then maps showing linkages between the benefit and objectives, and then finally profiles. And the profiles identify the actual owner for the benefit, and that has to be in the organisation. So somebody needs to be responsible to deliver that specific benefit within the organisation. And that can go on post-go live for a couple of years to make sure the organisation is achieving those benefits that they set out to achieve.
Okay, and why is it important to have like an appointed person for the benefits realisation part of it?
Yeah, so if you don't have an operational owner, you probably won't achieve the result, the benefit. So you need that specific resource identified. So I'm working on a couple of benefits realisation plans at the moment with customers. And so there's things like reducing stationery in there, so that they've measured that now. And with the new software, they're hoping to reduce that. So they've allocated somebody to be responsible for measuring that over time. And then also another one in terms of bed management and utilisation rates. And again, that's got somebody allocated to follow that through to make sure they achieve that benefit that they've identified.
Another frequently asked question we've had is, how would an organisation measure and track quantifiable benefits over time?
Yeah, so that will be part of the benefits plan, identifying the specific benefits and metrics that can be cashable or non-cashable. That's, so like we said earlier, that's identified in the business case, but then in the benefits plan can be revisited. There might be some more that have been identified through the solution. So that's measured through the plan, and like I said, the benefits, each benefit should be given an owner to be responsible for delivering that and achieving that benefit over time.
As we draw to a close, it's evident that a holistic business change approach can help organisations to achieve their intended benefits and return on investment and improve software utilisation, which overall will help the patient journey. Thank you for joining us today. We encourage you to get in touch with our team so that we can help you in your journey to unlocking the full potential of your systems.